Hey guys, Salty and Pepper here, and this week we saw
A Quiet Place, day one.
the day,
Is it day
day
one?
one, yeah. See, you threw me off. Although I thought it was funny because when I was talking to some people about it on my live stream earlier today, it's like, so they call this A Quiet Place Day One, but A Quiet Place Part Two showed Day One, just in a different town.
Hmm.
And really, this should have been called A Quiet Place Day Two because most of it took place on Day Two.
Yeah, that's true.
And basically, it's the story of a cancer patient and her cat trying to get pizza among an alien apocalypse. When she
The
said,
end.
yeah, that is literally the movie. Um, it's kind of a hard one to kind of critique because there's no story to speak of other than what I just said. Lupita, how do you say her last name?
Nyong'o.
Nyong'o does a really good job. She's playing a person who you find out in the very opening scene. She's in hospice. She's dying of probably cancer. They don't specifically say, but she's dying of something. And for the first time ever, they use fentanyl in a positive way, which is kind of weird because that's like her pain meds was fentanyl. But she is her hospice group or go to the city, and then the quiet place stuff happens.
Yeah.
And so, and by the way, I thought it was a joke in the trailer when she says she has a service cat. No, that is it's her service cat. So, whatever. And
Well, I wouldn't.
and the cat
say
was
it's-
stupid. I'm sorry.
It's not I wouldn't say it's well, what do they
She
call
said
it?
it's a service
No,
cat.
no, no, but she was being
It's a
sarcastic.
comfort animal.
She was being sarcastic about that, but because the dude had a cat. But,
Right. But
I don't think the cat was stupid.
I do because, first of all, okay, so the cat disappears for like 15 minutes of the movie. Remember, right after the initial alien attack, she just lets the cat go. The cat's gone, and then some random person brings the cat back to her. And then the cat's making all sorts of meowing noises in the beginning of the movie and then completely shuts up when the aliens show up, even though any real cat would be freaking out.
You know what? I
She
think it's
takes the cat
But
underwater
listen, but-
swimming, and the cat doesn't
But
freak
that's
out.
her, because who knows what she did with that cat. Obviously, it's been with her this whole time. And remember Jonesy.
Jonesy behaved more like a real cat.
Yeah, but he also disappeared, and
But Jonesy was the ship cat, so it just kind of
No,
wandered around the
it
ship.
was Sigourney's cat. It wasn't the ship
Yeah,
cat.
it was. It was the ship.
It was not. It was her cat.
Everybody knew Jonesy.
Yeah, but it was her cat.
They never say that.
You know what? They didn't have to. It was her cat.
But anyway.
It was her cat. And remember, it had different reactions to the aliens.
Right.
And a cat would know how to hide from certain things. I mean, cats will disappear for days at a time, and they'll be able to take care of themselves, and
But
they'll
not
come
a cat
back.
that you keep on a leash and keep indoors in your dorm room and stuff.
You don't know what
Anyway,
happened.
so
I
didn't
think the cat makes sense. And because cats, like, I don't know, T'Pring may survive because she doesn't make much noise, but Puka would be dead.
As long as I don't eat in front of her, I think
Yeah,
would be fine.
Puka would be dead. I mean,
Yeah.
because dogs are so much more interactive and noisy, whereas cats, you don't hear them.
Well, I can
walking
understand
around.
if you're going to have someone with a pet in one of these movies. A
A
cat
is
makes more sense
it's
than
a
a dog.
perfect.
But don't have the cat make noises at the
It
beginning.
wasn't making. You
It
were
was
acting
it was
like
making-
you were acting like it was meowing like marshmallow.
And in
or
fact, it was
something.
even purring throughout the movie.
It did
and
purr.
you'd think the aliens, if they had super hearing, would hear the purring.
I don't know. They were near the water when it was purring, so I don't.
But
You know what? He doesn't like cats.
I don't.
That's it right there.
But you
The
see,
cat
and I
was
think
a good
cats,
idea.
cats are evil, and in fact, there's proof that cats are evil because there's the other main character, the English dude, who you see in the trailers hanging out with Lupita. He tries to go to a pharmacy to get her some more meds, and the cat leads him right into a pit full of aliens on purpose.
You know what? I don't think the cat led him. He followed the cat.
Yeah. But two people risked their lives for this stupid cat.
I don't think he was. I think he was following him because he figured, the cat's going to go where I need to go. But like I said, cats will disappear.
But you know what? If the aliens were dropping out of the sky and attacking anything and everything that made even the slightest sound, and I love to Pring to death, but she went running off,
that
would be the end.
That's the same thing.
I wouldn't go...
but a cat would be able to survive that more than
right.
any other pet.
But Lupita and the English dude that didn't even know the cat both risked their lives to save the cat.
Everybody, it makes sense. The cat makes sense, and it helps to get to the end of the movie. He doesn't like cats.
The cat's the main character in the movie.
He doesn't like cats, so just forget the cat thing.
The cat's the main character in the movie.
Just forget it, because you're just going to hate on the cat.
The cat is on screen more than any other character.
You are going to hate on the cat forever. I don't really particularly care for cats.
It was a cute
either.
cat.
It was a very cute cat, but I don't really care for them. I wouldn't want one as a pet.
Right.
However, I think the cat was integral to the story, and it made sense.
Okay.
So we're done. We're done with the cat.
There's no story.
There is a story.
And
you know what? It would have to, like you were saying, it would have to. They did it backwards. They should have did this one and then came to the second one.
Right, and just made A Quiet Place Part 2 A Quiet Place Part 3.
Okay.
But yeah, so overall, okay, was it well made? Absolutely.
Yes.
You can tell they had a much bigger budget than the last two films. The aliens look really good. They look better than they looked in the last two films. The acting was on par with, what really surprised me the most about this movie was when we sat there during the ending credits and I saw that Michael Bay was the main producer. I was like, this is a Michael Bay movie?
That was very surprising.
Yeah. Oh, helicopter. When the helicopter goes overhead, you're bound to be followed by a stampede of aliens, we learned. That was kind of cool, actually, the way they were following noisy things.
Yeah.
You definitely get a bigger picture of the alien invasion, but not big enough to me. Like, we don't really see what I wanted to. I want to see the military's engagements with the monsters. I want to see if there's any way to fight the monsters back. Where do the monsters even come from? Are they intelligent? None of that is really answered.
I think sometimes that's good.
Yeah,
you don't have to, have a.
It's still the aliens just don't make sense. I know I hyper analyze things.
Yes,
I know, but the aliens don't make sense to me because they just crash into the planet. So they seem to be capable of space travel, but how? Because they seem to be completely the only sense they have is hearing and maybe touch.
Well, yeah, because we know they don't like water.
Right, but okay, so there's a scene where the monsters run to the edge of a pier and then stop, like they know there's water there. But how do they know there's water there? They can't see anything.
Well, I would say they can hear the water. And when they first got there and they heard the water and they tried to jump in the water, they realized, that makes us die. So now, they don't want to get in the water. I
will say this much. They did show for the first time in the series an alien communicating with other aliens. And basically it seemed like they said soup's on kind of thing. You know the scene I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But that's basically it. You have one alien call the rest of the aliens over to eat.
Yeah.
But at least we know they have some kind of communications. Anyway, I did enjoy the movie. I think that I think it's a little too reliant on jump scares compared to the other ones. Like there's several times where they just throw stuff at the screen just to startle you, which I don't care for because the suspense without the jump scares was fine.
I don't think there was too many.
Yeah, but the guy popping out of the water.
Okay, let's not be.
Well, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just saying, there's a scene where
you talk way too much. Okay, so you thought there were too many.
There were too many jump scares.
I disagreed.
There was no story to speak of. It was just a kind of wandering through the apocalypse, but at the same time, it was a very compelling wandering through the apocalypse. You got a good picture of what happened, even though you didn't see all of it happen. And there wasn't a lot of dialogue where people explain what happened. And so artfully done in that respect. I think that all the actors bring their A game for the most part, but I would have liked a little more story, a little more depth to it, and get rid of the cat.
I think the cat worked really well. I thought that there was a story within what they were going for. You got day one of this thing, and then the story is what happened to this particular person,
Right.
during that couple of days, that first couple of days.
Right.
So and it opens up the door for the second
They could do another one, albeit if they did, they would have to make some adjustments to the casting and stuff. But
yeah.
Which is not going to spoil why that is. Anyway, so what are we going to give it on our critic list? He needs a name for the meter. Like, well, you know, it'd be good because since it's called critic list, called like the criticizer. I think that would be a good name for his scale. But,
yeah, that's kind of fun.
But what would you give it?
What would you give it? Why do you always ask me first?
I'd say, like I said, it's really good suspense flick, lacking in a couple of plot things, but I would probably give it between 75 and 80.
I was thinking 80 and 85.
Okay, so we'll go where we overlap and say 80 on the criticizer meter thingy.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week we're going to see Maxine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is the happy story of a porn star being chased by a serial killer or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, so something.
No, it's I think it is.
She's like a porn star trying to go legit, but at the same time, there's a serial killer. And that's really all you know. So
that's good, though. I don't like knowing all the.
Yeah, because speaking of not knowing, like we saw a second trailer for The Trap, the upcoming.
It's just Trap.
Yeah, but the upcoming M. Night Shyamalan, Shyamalan, a ding dong. But which don't get me wrong, I like most of his movies, but the second trailer just shows everything.
Way too much. Yeah.
So now, unfortunately, like before, you just like, oh crap, the dad's the killer, and that's all you know, and that's all you need to know. Yeah. But now they show exactly what the dad's plan is. I
don't like that at all. I like it when the best trailer of all time is Alien.
Yeah, the egg.
That is the best trailer because you wanted to see that so badly because you're like, what is that thing? What is it?
Yeah.
Now they just tell you half the story.
Right. All right. So we'll see you guys next week and all that good stuff.